Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 in the Let's Play series of WarTales. Hopefully your game is going okay and I think you're learning new stuff as you go along. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a bit of a recap. I mentioned last time we were going to talk about the Tavern for those that have purchased the add-on. If you haven't, then don't worry. I mean, obviously, by all means, if you want to skip this part, then that's fine. If not, then just listen to it if you want to, and you never know, you might want to pick it up later if you so wish. What we'll also do is we'll have an attempt to see whether we can capture an animal, because you can have, as well as obviously ponies, you can have wolves and bears and kind of boars on your side as well, but you have to capture them in battle first. So you got to make sure you've got your rope in place. So I'm going to go out looking for a wolf shortly on that. And then what we'll do is I might have explained in the first episode, I've been running a parallel save and I'm quite a bit way further forward. So what we'll do is we'll then swap over to the current save I have in place. It's running parallel. Just to give you an idea of what sort of missions you're going to be facing and whereabouts we move from there. As with most of my other content at the moment, this is probably one or two videos that will be recorded on the same day, although the second one will be released later in the week. This is the weekend. This is due to kind of ongoing weekly work commitments, which kind of sort of prevent me from recording during the week. It doesn't give me the time to do what I want to do. So I tend to now record a couple of videos at the weekend, and then I can edit one for the day on the weekend and one for during the week, so you can see the next progress. Other than that, I hope you're enjoying WarTales in the fact that how the game is progressed, or progressing in your case, if that's the case. So let's waste no further time and get on with it. Okay, right. So I'm going to go into the release the pause button. Go into the tavern. I think we're actually in town. I want to make sure. No, we're probably not in town yet. There we are. There we are. Going into town now. So this is our friendly tavern. And basically what you will find is that if you haven't bought the add-on, when you talk to this individual...
As the merchant in charge of selling this little marvel, it's my pleasure to welcome you, mercenaries. Take your time, have a look around this fine building and just soak in the atmosphere. But the best part, mercenaries? The price. For a tiny, almost inconsequential investment, you can finally become the proud tavern keepers you've always dreamed of being.
Okay, so basically, as you just hover over the space here, it only costs you a coin, 1 coin to set up. And again, but if you haven't bought the add-on, then he will respond by saying, this is ready for all those other tavern keepers. So again, it's kind of... the way I look at it is it's just an add-on. And to me, I think for the game, because I'm a kind of long-term player, or will be a long-term player of this game, I feel it was useful for me. And there's also other add-ons. I think there's a ship one down by the coast as well. But again, it's personal choice. You don't have to do it. I'm going to show you what happens if you do it. So first thing is, we're going to click on the purchase.
Excellent decision, mercenaries. You won't regret it. I'll leave you to your cleanup. You won't be needing me anymore.
So he basically disappears, and then we'll just do a bit of tidying up. Now you need, just for the purpose of this, you do need someone that will chop the wood for you. So we're just going to put this guy in it. This guy should actually be our cook, but we haven't got to the point of having a cook yet, so we can just use him for the woodcutter, and we can change his profession later. And all you need to do is to click it when it turns green. The rings get thinner as you go through. There you go. It doesn't matter if you don't hit the green. If you hit the orange, it's fine. You still get it, but you just don't get so much wood. And you can see that as soon as you've done this, you also get the nice little add-on of a wall torch that you can craft and put on your walls of your tavern. And we're going to repair the table. And basically it says the tavern is an establishment managed by the troop, which can generate revenue during each shift. To operate successfully, a tavern requires staff, equipment, and an extensive menu. The tavern's reputation is measured by prestige. Using prestige, you can unlock equipment and expand the tavern. The more numerous, varied, and satisfied your patrons are, the more prestige you will earn. The main ways to attract patrons and an entourage encourage rather than entourage. I'm reading the wrong word now. The main ways to attract patrons and encourage them to spend money are comfort, security, and satisfaction, which is calculated after each shift. Sorry, that last bit was a bit of a garble. Okay, do you want to name the tavern? So yeah, I'm going to call it the. I love my Arthurian legends, so we're going to call it the Camelot Arms. There we go. Okay, so literally this is kind of a shell at the moment. So what we need to do is to assign staff and kind of decorate the base area. So at the top left hand corner you've got your objectives. So let's firstly go into assign the staff. Now you can either assign the staff you've got on your group, or you can assign civilians. Now when you're first starting out, especially when you've only got a handful of people in your kind of entourage out and about on missions, it's probably better to just pick the civilians. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference. Early on it's quite easy to manage, as long as you follow the kind of guidance in regards to if you're creating a menu, you don't use items that are a kind of shortage. So let's have a look then. We need, as I said, tavern keeper. It says a scullion, which would probably, I'm not certain what that means, but we'll come out in a second. Okay, so let's have a look and see what goes. So apprentice cook, 2 apprentice cooks, a brewer, a couple of brewers, 3 brewers. Okay, so obviously there isn't a cook amongst them, but we can turn one of these into a cook. That's fine. Oh, sorry, not cook, tavern keeper rather. So let's just pick one. I think they're both pretty much the same. Yeah, there's no difference in them. Let's just select him. We're going to recruit him, and then we're going to assign him. So you assign on manage, and he's one of the cooks. We'll do the same with the other one. Where's the cook gone? There he is there. Just assign him. And both cooks are covered. So we need a brewer and we need a tavern keeper. So let's just have a look and see with the brewers. I think they're all pretty much the same. There's no difference in any of them. So we'll just select the first one that comes to hand, and we will. I think you can inspect them as well, but there's no real traits to begin with anyway. So we're just going to manage that, and that's one of our brewers. And then we haven't got a dedicated tavern keeper. We're just going to recruit one. So basically, here we go. One tavern keeper. You can also recruit a singer, so a bard, but you need the bard profession unlocked for that. A bouncer. So again, if you feel you need a bouncer, then get one in there, and a thief. Now, it's a bit kind of ironic on here because obviously you can have a thief in the place with security, but they kind of offset each other when it comes to prestige, in the sense that a thief will generate your extra income by kind of pickpocketing in whatever way possible, and you don't see it; just happens behind the scenes. But the thing is, then it then has a negative effect on your prestige, whereas the bouncer then kind of negates that. But then I feel to begin with, you want to build his prestige up as quickly as possible, because the quicker you build the prestige, the better items appear, the more dishes you're able to create on your menu and so forth. So this guy's doing sweet nothing, so what we can do is we'll apply him as a bouncer, just for the time being. And we've got somebody in the building then. Okay, so if you look at the objectives, we've done the scullion must be the cook by the look of it, because we've done both of those, so that's that, and then we can just exit out of there. They didn't want to exit out of there, that's fine, never mind. But anyway, we can see that the bar's running. So let's go downstairs to the cellar, and we're going there. So the cellar is where the brewer is. Now, the points of when you're selling items, a percentage will tell you what the patrons, what percentage of patrons will purchase the item in question. And a lot of this is based on price. In fact, majority of it is based on price. So if you were to reduce the amount of price, it would go up to 94%. So that's what I'm going to do early on. It's because you want the money in. On here, you've got a list of clientele, and now these clientele are obviously all across the area, the county and beyond. These are people that come in from other areas as well. You've got sailors, as I've mentioned. There's a sailor add-on. You've got different types of soldiers. You've got the Inquisition. You've got bandits. You've got and these are all, they kind of fit under certain criteria. So you've got working class, and then you've got the higher class. So for example, in the nobility, will only appear if you've got high class attractiveness. So, for example, if your food's kind of determined by the level of class, if you've got a high class menu, then you'll see more nobles. But if you haven't, you'll then see more bandits. So initially, we're going to see about 75% of our clientele are going to be bandits. While we're also here, we'll go into the oven. And as you can see, both cooks have the ability to create 2 dishes at the moment instead of the full 6. And that's because they build their levels up. Even if they're civilians, you can build their levels up. If I had a cook already in place on my team and I didn't really need them, then I could put that cook in the place in here. But as you see from my team, my cook is my tank, so that's not going to happen. Now, when it comes to choosing menus, you can see the promotions. So we've got Crocs wine, Bass, and Grape are the kind of promotional items that are featured. You've also got your shortages, which is chicken. So you don't want to put a chicken dish out in your menu at the moment because there is short of chicken. So let's have a look and see. So you click on here, and then you can choose what items. So there's only 4 items to choose from, and also each item is dedicated a spot. So if you've got 1, then that's 1 spot. If it says 2, it'll take up 2 spots. So we'll just do 2 things. So basically, looking at this, bread's quite popular, so we'll put bread in, and also a bit of meat. So let's have what's this here. So this is. It says here this is creme brulee, and what does it attract? So let's have a look and see what it attracts. So. I'm trying to work out. Oh, here we go. Right. So basically, the factions are the little symbols. If I move, it's going to disappear, unfortunately. But a faction's attracted. So, for example, on here, this will attract. I'm trying to see which ones it would attract on here. Scholars, and soldiers. So that's what that would attract for you in that basis. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the prices in both of these because quite clearly at the moment, in fact, this could be interesting. We're going to put this down to say 16. No, we're going to go 15, 88%, and see how that works out for you. And we'll just drop that down to 6. So that's him confirmed. And we'll do the same with this one, but this one we'll use grilled pork, and we'll sausage, and again we'll kind of reduce the prices so that we can increase the percentage of the take up. And that's your kitchen taken care of. So you've now got a dish on the menu, and you've got your tavern keeper and your cooks. There are 2 things it wants us to do now: place a table and place a torch. So you need to go into layout. So go into your layout, and it says order and equipment, buy and sell tavern equipment, increase the prestige to unlock new types of equipment. So we were saying before, well, the better the prestige, the better the item that comes in. So initially you can only have a tavern table, and there's one already in stock. In fact, we're going to order another one. But before I do, I want to just to kind of clarify the difference in coinage. So the tavern coinage is what we call copper coins. This does not affect or not relate to the coinage that you carry around with you for your missions. It is a separate currency. It can be converted, and I'll show you that later on. But when you're buying stuff for your tavern, you're using copper coins, and the coins are developed from your clientele that come into the tavern. So whatever comes into the tavern, whatever money you make, doesn't go into your general pot, it goes into this pot. And then obviously this enables you to buy more items. So we are going to buy another table. We're going to buy 2 tables. So we've got one already in place. So we should have 2 tables in stock. We do. And basically all we need to do is to install them. So we just right click, and I'm going to move them across over here. So we've got one over here, and I'm going to move the other one and put that one there, like that. A little bit more space. There we go. So we've got two kind of tables in place, and that fulfills another objective. And then we have you've got customization, so your walls. So obviously the better the type of wall, the better the type of clientele. Initially to begin with, you can only afford the basic wall and the basic floor. As you can see, it costs a fair bit of money to update those. And then you've got your equipment, so the barrel and the loot. Now the barrel is obviously down in the cellar, so if you want an additional barrel, then obviously if you're running out of brandy, for example, or rum, then just get another barrel and then assign another brewer. The loot obviously is for the singer. So basically, if you do have a bard coming in, then you can give them the loot. And then we've got our wall torch. So I'm going to buy 2 torches. We've got 1 already in stock, and I'm going to buy another. Actually, that one sit on my fits fair. So just buy another. Is it how much they cost? So they're 25 each. So let's buy another 2. Yeah, and I'm going to place them as well. So I'll put that one over there. So again, you can you can see the grid lines. You can put it whatever you like. So I'm going to put 1 there. I'm going to put 1 over here. And I'm going to move this one and make it look a bit better. So it's starting to come alight on there. And obviously as time goes on, then obviously more you can add to it. So that's your layout. So you've now fulfilled all your objectives for your tavern. You've got your staff in place. There's a bouncer there. I don't think you can move him. I think he just stands there. Yeah, so basically this particular person as a bouncer will attract the working class patrons. So any nobility or noble or higher class patrons are not going to probably come into this tavern with the security standing there. But that's pretty much all you can do at the moment. That's pretty much it. So let's come out of the tavern and then we'll move on with everything else. Okay, so now that we've done that, I just want to check to see what we've got in the way. We've got 2 more days before we need to pay any wages. What have we got in the way of missions? We've got a handful of missions to deal with, which is good. But I want to find an animal so we can try and capture the animals. So let's come out of there and let's depart from the village. And we need to go find something. They're more likely going to be hidden in forests and stuff like that. So let's head out this way. And while we're at it, we'll just update our paths on here. So we've got Explorer and Encyclopedia. We're just going to have a look and see what we can find. I mean, like I said, majority of the time they will be in some sort of forest. Why is that not moving? There we go. Again, we're going to try and pick up. I have the inventory open so I know what I am. So we pick up what we can. And we'll have a little look in the forest and see if there are anything in here. Now you'll see there's an ambush or signal. Let's start again. It might be easier. You'll see that there is an icon. So it signifies that you have ambushing skills. And that basically means if you're creeping up on somebody, for example, or you happen to see somebody and you want to creep up on them, then the battle will be better in your favour because of the element of surprise. Right, so there's no wolves or anything in here. So let's move over this way a bit. We might have to set up camp in a minute. Now the irony is, did I leave... I know we left in a bit of a hurry, but did I actually leave with enough food? I think I should have enough food. Yeah, I should have enough 7 days according to that. That's fine. Let's just pick up what we got here. So take that, and then we'll head over. So again, the more places you find, the better it is for your own knowledge skills. The smaller places only give a small amount of knowledge skill up here. The bigger places will give you more. We won't go into the mine at the moment because again, when we change over to the parallel game I've got running, we will then have a little bit more of a look and see what goes from there. Again, I'm hopeful there was something. Again, it's typical. Here we go. We do. So what we're going to do, we're going to just stop and camp. There is an animal there. So we're just going to camp for the evening. Okay. Let's have a look and see if we can actually do anything in here. How many lockpicks have we got? We've got 4 lockpicks. That's fine for now. And we've got 3 fish hooks. That's also fine for now. Do we have a cooking pot? We don't have a cooking pot, which means we can now craft our cooking pot. Now that's a good thing in a sense that because we've crafted the cooking pot, it'll be in our inventory. We can drag it into the camp and we can now assign our cook. Now our cook is basically our destroyer. So there we go. We're going to assign him to be cooking duties, and gives you it gives you better constitution, which for a tank, well, let me just do that first of all. Yes. So basically, it determines how much health an individual has. The more constitution you have, the more health you have. Whereas with dexterity, it's the kind of how quickly you tire and things like that. So having a tank with massive constitution means that basically you will get more health than someone that's not. Okay, so he's now been allocated. So what we'll do is we'll find out where he's sat at me. He's sat by the fire. We're going to drag him over to the pot, and he's good to go. And we're going to have a look at the pot, and we're going to have a look and see what he can make. So initially, all we can make is some wolf sausage. We've got one wolf, so we'll cook up one wolf sausage. And we'll also do some bread. In fact, we'll do a lot of bread. We'll do because that's all we've got at the moment. Until we start unlocking more food, we've really not got much more to cook at the moment. And this is a good point. We've just gained a point. So for doing that, we'll go into the cooking pot and let's have a look. Let's see. I just want to see further down, see what we've got down here. No. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock. I want to unlock mutton stew, but it's not ready yet. So I'm going to unlock braised chicken. There we go. Okay. So we've got that in place. There's nothing more we really want to do in the camp tonight. So I'm going to feed people. We only need 16. So we're going to use the sausage, which is 6 points. And then we just need 10. And we'll just do that with bread. 2 lots of bread. And 1 lot of fruit. And there is a possibility, because we are quite close to the animals, there's a possibility we may get attacked in the night. Hopefully not. But there is a possibility. Okay, so you can see at the end of the day, at the rest station, obviously it also shows you the shift report from the tavern. So let's click on that briefly. And you can see whether we've made any money. So we made 31 coins in profit, and we've increased our prestige by 15. Our satisfaction is at 84%. That's fine. It's not a major issue at the moment in time. Let's have a look and see what we got here. So this was the brulee, which we didn't sell any by the look of it. We sold 18 bread. We sold. Sorry, not 18. Is that 2? No, we sold 2 bread at 18 coins, costing us 8 to begin with. So we made 10 coins profit. We didn't sell any brulee, which would suggest that we've got no nobility or higher class patrons in the building. Excuse me, my apologies. But we did sell other items on the list, which did make a profit as well. So I'm going to give this one more night. If nothing turns up, we will take the creme brulee off the menu and we'll replace it with, say, with pork again or something like that. On the left-hand side here, you've got the wages of people that are being employed and also what revenue have generated. So, for example, the first one is the tavern keeper. He will not generate any revenue because he's not doing anything. So that's your fixed cost that's going to go out. And same with here, the bouncer. The bouncer will cost you money, but he won't generate any revenue. These are the 3, the cook and the 2 cooks and the brewer. So you can see what revenue is generated and whether they're making any money. So obviously these 3 need to make money to pay for the other 2's wages as well. Okay, so we're now good to go. Let's leave the camp and let's go hunting again. Now again, hopefully the wolves are around here. There they are. So if we double click on them, we should... Oh, it's not wolves. That's not wolves. That's people. Right, okay. I was hoping that was wolves. We'll ignore that. It's a good job we kind of come away from there. Though I'm not averse to doing that at the moment. I want to try and show you how to capture an animal, if possible, with the view that that animal will then join your group. So let's just do that. Around here doesn't look like it so far. It's typical. It's when you actually want something to happen and it doesn't. That's the sod's law on this. But we'll keep ploughing on and see what happens. heading back to town, which is not what I wanted to do. Let's head across here. I'll go into these woods over here and see if there's anything over here. I know there's definitely wolves in the mountains, but I was under the impression I thought there was some in the lowlands as well. But let's just see where we go from here. We'll find plenty of items in the woods, if nothing else. I'll keep going across here, so I can see. It's unlikely. We're getting close to the river now, so it's probably not likely anything there. Well, this has definitely surprised me. Okay, we'll come back out. And we'll head up here. So we're getting close to the end of the day again. We're going to have to camp again in a minute. Right, there's a boar. Now, this should... I've not done a boar before, so we were two of those here. Right, so this is where we got the surprise... Oh, no, it is wolf. My apologies. It looked like a boar symbol, but there you go. Wolf. Perfect. So you notice we did surprise them. We crept up behind them and surprised them. There we go. So they got the negativity of a surprise. So let's kind of try and do what we can with this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to creep up behind them. Don't want to destroy them. Oh, that one's just been destroyed. No, I'm not going to let them disappear. Not going to do that anymore. We'll do that. So let's go and... This is this. So this one's going to give us 12 damage as well. This one is going to give us 8 to 14. So let's try and do this one. And hopefully it will just take out some of the damage. Good. Okay. Now what we want to do now is we want to move behind. I'm not going to engage this wolf. Right, okay, that's a bit annoying, so it's not far enough over. Okay, that's fine, we'll just go there. And we'll just do that. Right, so that's now engaged. So hopefully, if we move around to this one, we can move behind. Yeah, so there's a symbol here that comes up now, which says knockout. Now that means that you can use a rope. It will give you a percentage, whether it'll work or not, when you hover out. So 64%. Okay, so it's not great, but we'll give it a go. Captured. Fantastic, which is what I wanted to do. We'll loot all, and then we'll continue. And then we'll just pause a second, and then we'll have a look at our wolf. So basically, we're going to treat the injury. That's fine. And we are then going to... So again, like with the rest of the troops, what you want to try and do is to build up the willpower first, and then everything else afterwards. So let's go with Constitution. Okay, now what will happen when it gets to certain levels, we'll be able to allocate these as we did with the other ones. Okay. So that's brilliant. So that kind of helped us a lot. So what we'll do now is we'll bring this video to a close because it took a little bit longer than I'd hoped. We've covered obviously things like the Tavern so far and how that kind of helps us and moving forward. I'm going to record another video straight away, which will come out later in the week. And that will take us into what I'm going to say the parallel game, whereby we can see how things progress, and you can look, rather than me going through all your missions for you, at least then you'll know exactly where everything is moving forward. So what we'll do is we're going to come out of this video for now. So thank you indeed for watching. As always, if you've got any comments or want some ideas or even some questions, please put them in the section below. And if you like what you've seen, then as always, again, like and subscribe. It really does help the channel for others, for myself, and for obviously those that would like to see what's going on. And I will see you soon.